This is a video about poolside Arenga Engleri. There they are. I'm in Florida. I'll just run this video the next day after I run the video on this beautiful pool deck. If you want to look at the pool deck, you'll have to go back a day. Maybe I'll put the link on each. But this is an interesting story here. This is a great palm. But look, this is the same species. One on the left and one on the right. They look so different, right? Well, absolutely. Look at that one. Super fine textured, not very big, smaller in stature. And then this one is really tall. In fact, the tallest I've ever seen of this species, with just completely different texture and longer fronds and just bigger all about it. So let's go investigate. All right, let's do it. Come on. So Arenga Engleri is native to Southeast Asia. It's also called the sugar palm. I guess they, I don't know, turn into sugar somehow. But it's a multi-trunking plant. What's cool about it is that it's really, really cold hardy. But the only problem with this place is it's right on the main boulevard. But you get used to it. You can't have it all. You want low price, you want a nice pool, well, you probably have to be on the boulevard, not on the beach. Anyway, so here you go. The Arenga Engleri is very cold hardy, down to about 20 degrees. So it's one of the more exotic looking trees that we can grow in Northern California and not have to worry much about, it dying from cold. But look, there's all kinds of fun things about it. One fun thing is the beautiful black hairy bark that it gets. And there's the hair right there, kind of, like us hairy people have to stay together, even if they're not really people. So this plant actually will grow up, and each stalk will eventually flower and die. And there's some up here that have already done that. You see, like this one right here, that one's dead. There's no more coming out of that one. And so it just gets continually replaced by babies coming up. Look at the beautiful foliage when it's all tied up like that. And so here is the kind of a close-up of the fronds. They're lower down, so they're a little more spaced out because of the lack of light. And you'll see higher up, they're a little bit closer together because of the abundance of light. And but this one's a really beautiful sort of big jungly one. This is the biggest one I've ever seen. Did I already say that? The plant gets, look at the foliage here. Let's take a look at it close up. Look at how silvery the foliage is on the back. And then it's beautiful green on top. Let's twist that over so you can see it. Beautiful green on top, silvery underneath. And what's also fun about this plant is it always has a very interesting sort of, what do you call that, serration on the end of the foliage. And so it gives it kind of like a exotic sort of fishtail-like look to it, like the fishtail palm, even though they're not related. So here's the big one, right? Like, this is the biggest one I've ever seen, okay? Let's compare that with the smallest, most diminutive one I've ever seen. That is so cute. I'm in love with both of them for different reasons. It happens. It's hard to choose, Anyway, so here it is again. You've got your silver foliage, all right? You've got your green on top. And again, look at this one. We didn't talk about it over here. Is sometimes these plants will have alternating foliage. See how they alternate? Like this one comes out this way, that one goes out that way, and they alternate. See how this one's alternating? These two? They're not on the same plane with each other, which gives it kind of a rougher appearance and texture. But this one over here is the opposite. I tend to really like plants that are on the same plane. They're more perfect looking. See that? They're all on the same perfect exact plane, like a king palm would be. This would be more the style of a queen palm, is alternating planed. But this has a much thinner, smaller trunk. It's only maybe like 4 inches across, where the other one's like 6 or 8. And the foliage is not nearly as long. I mean, very short. Like I'm talking like, look at the difference, like 1/3 the size, and it's just a really tight thing. And then it has obviously the same plane effect, but otherwise it's about the same thing. It behaves the same. It's got all the same characteristics of sprouting out of the ground, flowering and dying on the main stalk. And that is pretty much my report on the Arenga Engleri. And we have these at the nursery. I don't have any as small and perfectly planed as that, but I also don't have anything as big and alternating plane as that one. I have stuff that's in between that's really, really beautiful. I sort of keep them secret. And I'm gonna let my friend in Tucson, Shalom, this video is for you, Shalom. I'm gonna come see you in July. He's been wanting me to come see him for a long time. He's got a really cool place. And he said I could stay in his pool shack or something. And that's my style. I love pool shacks. Anyway, so he wants me to bring him some of these plants. So I was inspired to make this video because Shalom also is a big fan of these plants, just like I am. And I will end it with a close-up on the one that I really, really, really like them both. I don't know, this one's really neat. Look at that. All right, Shalom. I'm gonna give you a call. I'm coming out there in July. Can you wait until July? It's as soon as I can come. I'm coming to July, Shalom.